I would like to call to order the regularly scheduled March 7th Board of Township Trustee meeting at 4 p.m.
Call to roll. Mr. Haddad?
Here.
Mr. Mahoney?
Here.
Mr. Genoway?
Here.
Second call here.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did anybody have any changes to the February 21st minute meeting?
Motion approved as submitted.
Okay. Second?
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I have a brief one that I'll add in under administration.
Okay.
I'm tired. I went to the tardy meeting.
Greg?
I'd like to postpone item number 9, table number 9.
Table number 9. Is that a Beatles song?
That's love potion. Love potion.
Okay. Okay. Hearing of the public on agenda items.
Nobody
Anybody
signed.
in?
Nope.
Okay. At 4:02, I would like to offer a motion to go into executive session to discuss police personnel issues. Second.
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes. Okay, I would like to offer a motion to come out of executive session.
It's
Sorry.
warming up.
Okay.
I think she can leave. Yeah, we're done. Up yet, son?
Get home to a cookout.
Are you?
I don't know, but hopefully. Hopefully they're eating and sleeping.
Watch the pot, it never boils, you know. Watch the pot, it never
Okay.
boils. Maybe you're too young to know
Give it
that
here.
phrase.
It makes sense.
It's a whole new meaning now.
Daryl's still here. Oh, yeah, I remember with Casey doing.
It's because it was paused,
Oh,
and then it's trying to.
gotta go to this server.
Sometimes it takes forever. I'm ready to do it. The old fashioned.
Yeah, yeah.
We're off. While we're waiting, I might mention, don't forget to move your clocks
39.
forward
039.
this weekend.
Well, if you want to be on time.
Right. For one day. This is the time you actually lose the hours.
Yeah, exactly. This is the hard one.
Right. Is it not running yet?
It's thinking.
It
Are you
should.
connected?
Yeah.
It should have been by now.
Yeah.
It's doing more than thinking.
Is it reading voice yet or not?
It's resuming video recording.
Okay, we're on.
Is all set?
It's on. This is how we usually do it. Push start and then.
All right. All set?
It's just modern stuff we've got here.
It hasn't done it by now.
How was that? Hey, John.
No, this is one thing I start from.
No. You finished it.
So wait to go from it.
I can have it.
This is not a long meeting. This is not a long meeting, but
Yeah, I can have it.
Okay,
We'll just, I'll
let's
drop
just,
that.
let's go.
Ready?
Dave's got that audio on.
Yeah, it's going, yes.
Okay.
You there too, John?
I would like to offer a motion to come out of executive session at 5:24.
Okay.
Calling the roll, Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes. I would like to offer resolution number 12-039 to uphold the discipline imposed by Chief Bomey. Whereas discipline grievance PD 120201 and PD 120202 were filed by Officer Mike Borman, and whereas required under Step 3 of the grievance process, both grievances were heard by a member of the Board of Trustees and/or trustees' representatives. Therefore, be it resolved in regard with the November 16, 2011 incident, we uphold the determination of Chief Bomey. We find that Officer Borman did violate Rule 7.3, careless use of township equipment, and Rule 1.44, orders emanating from the Chief of Police. We further find the discipline imposed by Chief Bomey appropriate and confirm the discipline of a 4-day unpaid suspension and the ineligibility of Officer Borman to serve in an acting command officer capacity for a period of 1 year. This grievance is denied. Be it further resolved in regard to the November 26, 2011 incident, we uphold the determination of Chief Bomey. We find that Officer Borman did violate Rule 1.39, sleeping on duty. We further find the discipline imposed by Chief Bomey appropriate and confirm the discipline of a 5-day unpaid suspension and the ineligibility of Officer Borman to work overtime that would involve working longer than an 8-hour shift for a period of 6 months. This grievance is denied.
You have a second?
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the zoning department, and Daryl.
Yeah, our first item is an abatement on property at 6039 Mead Road. This is a property that we received a couple complaints on regarding brush and trash dumped on the driveway of the property. It's a vacant property. The owner lives in Florida. We sent numerous letters, got one email response from the owner's daughter, who has power of attorney. She also lives in Florida, saying that they had nobody up here to take care of the property. All the windows are broken, the doors are broken, there's mold growing on the ceiling. So we went out and got 2 bids to have the property abated, have the windows boarded up, the doors boarded up, all the trash and brush picked up and hauled away.
Question.
Yes.
Are they behind in taxes at all on the property, do we know?
That I don't know.
Because the county has that new program they're calling, which is they do the abatement and they do a land banking process that takes it all out of our hands and doesn't cost us anything. So I mean, you should check into that there.
Okay.
You know, John might know about it, don't you, John?
Yeah, the land bank.
Yeah. So if we can do something with that, it'd be cheaper on us and try to do one more with them. All right, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
So our abatement process was just to board up the windows. Do we have any intention of demolishing the home, or
Not at
does it
this
sound
time.
like it's repairable? Or that would be something that the county would pursue for the land bank? Okay. I'd like to offer Resolution 12.034, authorizing the abatement at 6039 Mead Road.
Second.
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
And we had the 2 bids on it. One from Barron's for $825, the other from All New Construction for $765.
Hey, Daryl, one other thought too. If we can't figure the land bank program, what about doing a blanket purchase order and getting a set bid for, instead of, let them know we may have 4 or 5 a year and try to get a bid, a lump sum bid, as opposed to having to spend a bunch of time going out and bidding this out and doing all that stuff. Just a
Right.
thought.
Well, and that's what we do typically with the grass abatements.
Right.
This was a little bit more than that with boarding it up, and Barron's is the one that does typically do our lawn
Okay.
abatements.
Thank you.
It's just the land banking
We,
process. The land bank-
Daryl, we'll leave that in your hands as to which company you want to use based on their reputation and their ability to get the job done.
Okay.
When you click on that, it puts it over here.
But checking the land
Now
bank.
it's over here, and it goes right there.
It's all out of our hands. They fix it, sell it, or they do whatever they got to do.
Yeah.
What to do with it.
And we're going in through the wall.
At this time, I would like to open the meeting up for a public hearing, correct? We have a zone change request from M3 to R2 for properties located at 3545 and 3631 North Centennial, and 8305, 8321, 8331, and 8360 of Brent Lane. Do you want to go into a little bit more about that, Daryl? or-
Sure. These properties are located on the west side of Centennial Road at Brent Lane, right across from the Sylvania Playland. The request consists of 7 properties, 5 owners, 6 homes. 4 of the 6 homes are century homes. Total acreage is just over 4.6 acres. The properties have always been residential in use. The surrounding use is industrial, zoned M3 and M2. The purpose of this zone change request is to allow the dwellings to be in conformance with the Sylvania Township zoning resolution. As currently zoned industrial, it's difficult for the homeowners to obtain mortgage financing, home improvement loans, or to replace the non-conforming structures if destroyed or damaged. The zoning staff feels that this enclave of homes should have been originally protected with a residential designation similar to that of the Medusa homes on Centennial Road north of Brent, and that this zone change would be correcting that inconsistency. The zoning staff further recommends an approval of the zone change as proposed, as it is not expected to have a detrimental effect on the surrounding area and would allow the subject properties to conform to the provisions of the Sylvania Township zoning resolution.
Do we have anyone here that would like to speak for this change? Please come up and state your name and address.
Lonnie Zervos, 3545 North Centennial Road.
Lonnie Zervis.
He had mentioned that it's difficult about the mortgage. It's impossible. We've tried. They will not, because of the new mortgage laws. The way it's zoned, nobody will touch it. So, and then I know Hanson had sent a letter expressing concern about it affecting them. Us, I don't know, with them mining that, we have no intention of stopping them from anything. I mean, everybody's sole purpose for the change is because of mortgage and home improvements.
Okay.
So that's bottom line there. So I mean, everybody would like this to go to R2 if possible.
Thank you very much. Anybody here wish to speak in opposition of this zoning change? At this time, we'd like to close the public hearing.
All of resolution 12-35, approve zoning change from M3 to R2 for the properties located at 3545, 3631 North Centennial, 8305, 8321, 8331, 8360 Brent Lane.
I would like to offer one, or ask one further question. What was Hanson's letter? What did it state? I don't think I saw a copy of it. And if it was in that packet, I apologize. I did not read it.
It may not have been. It just pretty much they were stating that they may at some point in the future quarry that land. They're not using it right now, but at some point in the future they may have to or may want to, and that, basically making us aware of that. They would still need to be is it 200?
200 feet.
200 feet from a residential use, regardless of what the residential use is zoned. So that really, they're not limited, by whatever these properties would be zoned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Huffman?
Sir, they, Hanson, has sent those letters before, throughout the years in the area, that they reserve the right to mine their property according to U.S. Mining and Exploration Act, whatever that was.
Yeah. Okay. Neil, you want to
Second.
second that?
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you, Daryl. Next item is the Public Works Department, and just to remind you, item number 9 has been tabled. So Greg will be given just a monthly report.
Good afternoon. Monthly report has been submitted for February 2012. We've completed interviews for the mechanic position, and we'll have something here shortly for you. And letter F, storm sewer replacement. Those projects are all finished and pending yard repair, so we're ready to move on for the spring season. And just a side note, McCord Road widening project sold this week through the county engineer's office from Regents Park to Central Avenue.
When do they plan on starting that?
It probably next month, April. But we're communicating with the fire chief in regards to Station 2 on that project.
Good.
That's all I have for the board.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Fire Chief, you have nothing? Any questions for the Fire Chief?
Nope.
Police Chief, do you have anything? Any questions?
All right.
Well, that leaves me. Next item is a review of a liquor permit application, 3520 Holland-Spania Road. This is known generally as the Elks Lodge, and they had a change of leadership, and what they're doing is they're listing their new CEO and president and that as the permit holders. And I have letters from the fire and police department that they have no problem with the transfer. Once again, we do not need to do any action on that. And then the last item is the fiscal officer, Dave.
We just have the two resolutions. One's 10-036, transfer of appropriations, and you read the only whereas it indicates what it really is. It's a transfer from training to training supplies. We're doing more training in-house now, and so we're having to move money. All of these are in-house, or they're transfers within a particular fund. Fire grant needs to purchase equipment directly from the grant fund instead of the capital equipment fund. And the federal law enforcement fund needs to purchase tools and equipment for the police department.
So the 06 was the fire, and then the 07 was the police department?
No, actually, the 07 is a separate resolution.
Okay.
All of those were contained in the 036.
Okay.
I'll offer Resolution 12-036, transfer of appropriations.
Second.
Calling roll, Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
And lastly is Resolution 12-037, increase of appropriations from unencumbered funds. And they, again, if you look at the attachment, some are dues and subscriptions with administration. It's a small amount of money. The next, I think, 4 have to do with computer services and our software. It's really our website. And then we have an unemployment compensation issue that's come up, anticipating a filing. And then lastly, the maintenance materials. I think Greg, aware of that, we're committed to buy salt by contract, and so we have to, even though we may not have use for it, we are committed by contract to buy it, so we have to go forward.
Yes.
Hopefully lessen our purchase, the necessities to purchase next year. We'll store it up.
I'll offer Resolution 12-037, increase appropriation from unencumbered funds.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Kevin, you had something?
Yeah, I just want to say that since Perrysburg opted out and targeted by 700 votes, that was almost, they said it was 57%, but it looks like a little bit more than that to me. They're in a situation now where they still can't figure out what they're going to be doing about transportation, and they don't have anything concrete either. So I went to the TARDA meeting, and I specifically stated to them, as my own personal opinion, that now's the time to get your act together and try to do something and improve it. Otherwise, there's going to be other entities opting out this year. And they're looking into it. They went into an executive session, which was an iffy executive session, the way they did it, and they still haven't had any response to me. Troy and Tom Ramsdale said they wanted to get together with me, and I'll bring a report from them back to you guys. And if I have to confer that through Susan and John, I will, so you guys get the information and that. I just wanted to let you know I'm getting a heads up on it.
What was their thoughts when you brought up the sales tax issue?
I told them, I says, show us a better service. I says, we spend a lot of money out here in the township, whether it's in property tax or it will be in sales tax. Do some routes out here that are specifically stated to our people and our needs. Like a direct route that would take us now to Fallen Timbers, and, because Perrysburg is out, I says that, instead of going through downtown. There's a lot of people who want express routes and will use the bus if they can get downtown to work quicker without having to stop along the way. And Jim Gee gave his old rhetoric again, we'll see what we're doing. I need 10 more big buses for free.
How does it relate to the sales tax?
Well, they haven't come up with, the sales tax would give them a lot more revenues. John and I were on board before you came on board. Their revenues would increase to about 17 to about, what do we figure, about $30 million from the $17 million that they're currently getting?
Yeah.
And that would give them a lot more money to use, but I always said, show us the plan in place, and they still have never given us any paperwork.
Got it.
And even at the last meeting, G said, I'll send it over to you immediately. You haven't got anything yet? And you got anything yet?
No.
And that's specifically what I told her. I said, because I said, for us to get a separation between the city of Sylvania and us, it's too much things to try to get our own public transportation going. We want something that's concrete, that's going to be presented to us so we can make a rational decision. Does that sound okay to you guys?
I think that what happened in Perrysburg might force everybody to change the course they're on, and we'll see where it takes us.
You're right.
So, okay, I appreciate you attending those meetings and keeping us up to speed. Does anybody have any hearing of the public on non-agenda items? Did anyone sign in?
No.
No? Okay, I would like to offer a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:41.
Second.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe make church now.
After Sunday, it's going to be
Wednesday night service?
Yeah.